YouTube fam, we back with another one. We are back with another video. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So today I'm going to talk about 5 ways that getting lean changed my life. Now, I know a lot of you guys know this, right? But a lot of you guys don't. But I also want to go through just how significant the changes that happened were. Like a lot of you guys, like real talk, a lot of you guys don't understand like the shit that you guys complain about, the shit that you guys are constantly complaining about would literally improve with getting lean, bro. Now, the process of getting lean isn't all physical. Majority of it is mental and spiritual. All right. When you're constantly doing shit that you don't want to do, when you're constantly beating your meat, you see what I'm saying? And you're like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not gonna do that. You're lying to yourself. When you're constantly skipping the gym, when you're constantly eating Takis and you're eating candy and shit like that, you're going against what you're naturally supposed to be doing. As a man, you are supposed to be becoming the greatest version of yourself, and it all starts with your fitness. All right. When you are striving for greatness, you feel me? When you're doing some boxing, some MMA, you're working out, you're getting lean, you're finally looking like the anime character, right? And you're finally doing more than you're just talking, you're going to start to feel like the best version of yourself, and you're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this is not for you guys who can't commit to a fucking plan, who are lazy and unable to delay gratification. You're not getting lean without delaying gratification, all right? If you're full of excuses, turn off the video. If you do fad diets, get the fuck out of here. If you don't want to change your relationship with food, fuck out of here. If you're not ready to prioritize yourself, get out of here. All right. So, first thing it did was it gave me control over my life, obviously. When you can control something that you do on a daily basis, versus when you couldn't control something you did on a daily basis, you really have, it really feels like you have more control over your life. Because I used to be like, damn, I'm skinny, damn, life sucks, dang, I can't change this, damn, can't change that. And then I started realizing, like, yo, let me actually track what I'm eating. Let me change what I'm eating. All right. And then as far as the workouts as well, I used to be inconsistent. I was inconsistent, right? I was always an inconsistent person. I thought that's just who I was. I thought it was genetic or some shit. It wasn't until I started locking in on the workouts and I took them seriously and people started being like, dang, you're consistent. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I never heard that before. And then I started reaffirming it in myself, saying my affirmations that I'm consistent. That's when I truly became a consistent person, right? So the discipline to say, no to junk food, to say no to going to the club with your friends and shit, especially when they come back into town. You feel me? The discipline is show up to the motherfucking gym when you don't feel like it, bro. We all do that shit with work. We all show up to work when you don't feel like it. But showing up to the gym when you don't feel like it, that's tough, bro. That shit's tough. When I was in clinicals, right? You were doing like 13-hour shifts. You had to drive back and forth and shit like that. Fitting the gym into that schedule, that gave me the utmost discipline, but it also gave me fulfillment as well, right? Because I'm controlling everything that I can control. When you do that, you feel like you have complete control of your life. I know there's a lot of black pillars out there, the goofy dudes who are always like, "Oh my god, like you don't understand my genetics." They have better genetics than me. They're just lazy as shit. All right, their face is fat because their body fat percentage is high. They don't have muscle because they don't go to the gym, right? They don't have, they can't see their abs because their nutrition is not on point. It's really that simple. Take control of your life, do the work, stop blaming everybody except yourself. All right. And fitness is literally the gateway to really getting control over your life. All right. Another thing is I stopped being a little bitch, man. I stopped hiding. I stopped, avoiding conversations. But at the same time, what helped with that was when I got leaner, you know what I mean? When your physique gets better, people really start conversations with you all the time. On elevators, at grocery stores, at the gym, at anywhere. You know what I'm saying? At the DMV, people start conversations with you. You see what I'm saying? Like anywhere you go, restaurants, people stop you and they start conversations with you and things like that, right? And that's what happens when you get lean because you separate yourself. In school I always used to have the hoodie on. You feel me? When I got fat as shit, I remember I got to like 230, and I was like, yo, I'm not taking my shirt off at the pool. That was the eye opener. I was like, nigga, I can't take my shirt off at the pool. The fuck, like that. I need to lock in. That's when I was like, yo, I need to lock the fuck in. You see what I'm saying? So like a lot of you guys can't take your shirt off at the pool. A lot of you guys aren't comfortable, wearing certain clothes. You guys wear baggy shirts and stuff like that. The funny thing is that most chicks could still see the fat under the baggy shirts and shit like that. And most dudes could see the fat under the baggy shirt, so they know what's up, right? So if you wanna wear whatever you want to type shit, like I just be throwing on shirts. I just be throwing on shirts, and they all fit. Like going grocery shopping. I mean not grocery shopping. Going clothes shopping when you're fit versus when you're not fit is night and day difference. Like everything fucking fits. And it's like wow, that's a great fitting shirt. No, it's not. It just fits me great. It doesn't fit you great. All right, shit like that. All right, but yeah, once I was on my purpose, like once you're into your fitness journey, once you're getting leaner, once you're making that progress, I mean, you're gonna feel it's not really arrogance, it's really confidence because you could confide in yourself. You're gonna walk different. You feel me? You're gonna walk with a little bit more, purpose. You're gonna walk with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more confidence and shit like that. You're gonna speak more confidently, especially because people are approaching you and shit, and you're starting to get used to conversation and shit like that. You feel me? All right. One more thing, obviously, like I said earlier, it forced me to delay gratification because that's something I used to not want to do. If I was hungry, I was eating McDonald's or some candy or some Doritos, right? If I wanted to get results, I was like, damn, bro, like let me just do 10 push-ups. Where's my chest? Where the fuck is my chest? What people don't realize, all right? What people don't realize is that getting lean takes a long time. All right, it just does. You are losing fat, not weight. There's too many of you guys who focus so much on weight loss, like, oh my god, I lost weight. Wait, no, I gained weight. It doesn't fucking matter. Where does your body fat percentage go? Because if you lose weight, but you're losing muscle, it's a bad thing. If you gain weight, but you're gaining muscle, it's a good thing. So like, weight doesn't matter as much as getting lean. Lean to get the lean aesthetic look you're looking for. High muscle mass, low body fat. That's what you need. All right, very very simple. And a lot of people, they're not willing to delay gratification enough to get those goals. They want the Amazon Prime results. They want the microwavable results. They want everything very fucking fast. It's not gonna happen. It takes time, right? So once you start your journey and you're 30% body fat, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get 10, I'm gonna get 10, and then it took you 3 weeks to get to 29. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, this is gonna take some fucking time. So the journey is always gonna humble you. It's always gonna make you a more disciplined person. That's why the process of getting lean, since we all start from somewhere that's usually above 20% body fat. So the process of getting lean, 7 to 12%, that's gonna be a process. It's gonna take months, right? It's gonna take 6 months. It took you a long time to get fat. It's gonna take you time to lose the fat, and you're gonna really have to change your habits, change your mindset, change what you listen to, what you consume, what you buy at the grocery store. Like all of these small changes that you're making, it's gonna take time, and then it's gonna make you realize like, yeah, anything worth having in this life is gonna take some fucking time. All right. Obviously, this is y'all's favorite, man. I know y'all love this shit, man. Y'all love this shit. Like dating before and after fitness, it's night and day difference. But there's a good reason why. All right. There's a good reason why. Obviously, y'all gotta realize that fantasy books. I will say this shit. Fantasy books, chicks who go to Vegas, all that shit. The only reason they like those things is because like the guy that they idolize obviously is always a fit guy. Nobody idolizes a fat nigga or some shit or some fat out of shape dude. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody idolizes them. It's not inspiring. All right. Girls want to be with dudes who are in shape, and guys want to be like dudes who are in shape because the dudes who are in shape are getting everything that that guy wants, right? So yes, getting lean matters. Oh, how about that one fat guy? Yeah, the exception doesn't make the rule. Yeah, there's gonna be some fat guys out there that are pulling this shit, but if you if you put a lean guy next to that fat guy, they got the same, same everything. The lean guy's winning every fucking time. It's not even close. All right. A lot of you guys are just like, no, I'm not getting lean too hard. Like working out hurts, or you know, what do y'all be saying? Y'all be saying like, nah, man, I just want a girl who's gonna love me for me. Shut the fuck up, bro. You don't bring nothing to the fucking table. She ain't gonna love you for you. All right. If you ain't bringing nothing to the table type shit. Like you sitting at home beating your meat and playing Roblox. That's not You're not inspiring anybody. All right. But dating before and after fitness, it's night and day difference. It's not even fucking close, bro. Anybody who's been skinny as shit and then they put on some muscle, or anybody who's been fat as shit and then put on some muscle, you know the difference. I know the difference because it happened to me. I was skinny as shit. Motherfuckers, chicks disrespected me. If I was the 15th option, I was lucky. I was usually blocked for no reason for saying hi. You feel what I'm saying? Versus when you get in shape, saying hi is game. You feel me? Like the chick's like, oh my god, I can't believe you said hi. Like, and all that other shit, right? And they block you and shit like that, and then now they message you first. It's night and day difference, yo. So, listen, the only way you gonna know is when you get in shape. Like a lot of people deny it because they're not in shape. So it is what it is. It's self-explanatory, man. It's self-explanatory. All right. And another thing is my self-image actually aligning with my standards. So I always thought like, yeah, I could be lean. I could have some muscle. I could inspire others. I could really do this. But until like I had the V tape, until I had the shreds and shit like that, I didn't really feel like I embodied that, right. I know a lot of you guys said things like, "Yo, I want to be a personal trainer. I want to be a personal trainer." You have to first train yourself. All right, train your mind, and then that's gonna manifest through your body, and then you're gonna have the mindset needed to help others on their goals too. All right, but a lot of people get ahead of themselves. They get super excited, and they're like, "Man, I want to work out. I want to get in shape, and then I want to train others." And it's like, hold on, train yourself first. All right, you gotta love the process, love the journey, because a lot of people when they start this shit, not gonna lie, man. When a lot of people they're consistent with the journey and they don't get results after 2 months, they're like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I could do this type shit. You see what I'm saying? But what I say, what the reason what I say, um, like resonates with a lot of you guys is because I've been through that shit. I've been that skinny nigga, right? I also been a fat dude. Both of those things. I've been that, right? So I know how life is different in those stages, all right. And I know that when chicks comment stuff like, "Oh, I don't care what a guy looks like. I prefer that," but I know they're fucking lying, bro. Like it's because I've seen it firsthand over and over and over again. I'm always every time I say something, I'm talking about thousands of examples. You guys always think I'm talking about like, oh, it happened to me once. Because I seen people make videos on YouTube. I seen people make TikToks about stuff that's happened to them once, and I'm like, yo, that's happened to me 1,000 times. So I know that's true. All right. So when a chick has someone who has a dad bod, right, and he's pinned to the top of her page, and she's like, I love him, and then she's DMing me, hard eyes, and I'm like, don't you have a man? She's like, "Oh, I just want you so bad, your body, and all this other shit. You know what I mean? I know what's up, bro. Like when that's happened to you multiple times, not five, not 10, not 15, not 20, like way more than that, and it's happened to your homeboys. You're like, yeah, that shit fucking matters. All right. Last but not least, motherfucking choosing signals are crazy. All right. Obviously, the mate guarding is gonna happen a lot when you walk by, a couple. That shit's gonna happen every fucking time. But like the chicks gonna follow you around the gym. They're gonna look at you like fuck. But one thing I haven't talked about with choosing signals, which I'll probably make a video on, is online choosing signals. All right, online choosing signals like I guess we would call online choosing signals like likes on pictures, views on stories, likes on stories and shit like that. There's a lot of that shit. Like, I post. Listen, if I posted like a physique pic on my story. I mean, it's gonna be like 150 likes from chicks or like 300 likes from chicks or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Just there's a lot of that, and then they'll DM you responses to stories. There's a lot of that shit that goes on, man. But you got to realize when you actually embody the person you want to be, which is the leanest version of yourself. When you actually embody that, man, you're unstoppable. All right, you're rare as shit. I don't care what anybody says. You're rare as shit. You can scroll through TikTok and see a lot of lean people. Remember, there's 8 billion people on Earth, and they're all spread out. They're not all in the same place. All right, like when you're a non-sports player, a non-football player, a non-soccer player, a non-athlete, and you're in shape, you're so fucking rare, it's ridiculous. All right, y'all. So link is in the description for one-on-one coaching, also for the Discord as well. Y'all stay locked in, man. Have a blessed day.